Hi everybody, this is Tony Lundström, a guy that I worked with a lot, and Tony would like to tell you guys more about the inspiration behind the latest MKK shooting that we did. Tony, factory, Warhol, what else?
Well, the thing was that we did this sort of vampiric sort of like group feel for the last shoot, and we wanted to develop that in the same sort of space. We were talking about like a big family to start with, but then we started thinking about it, and we all ended up more towards like your external family, like the Warhol factory, like friends, more like a clan instead of a family, sort of like friends becoming your family. So what we wanted to do is create a group that was singular in each mode, but still homogenic as a group.
Like different types, really?
Different types, yeah. Different personalities, and sort of like promote that.
A club kid, or
rocker, the artist.
All the subgroups.
All subgroups composed in one single group.
Okay.
Because what MKK stands for is a fashion salon, working closely to Mika's model agency. We were using Mika's models almost throughout the shoot, and wanted to create a sort of like a mix in between, well, the Warhol's factory with a metallic sort of background. I was thinking group pictures. I was inspired a lot by the early Martestino shoots for Burberry, like the group pictures with a fisheye thingy going on. I was talking to Per, and he liked the idea, so we kept on talking about it, and we sort of like invented the look that we were doing. We started out with like thinking about one kind of set for it, but it ended up with 3 different kind of sets to shoot it.
When you sort of like, when you go into a project like this, how do you, I mean, in this type of, I mean, this particular shootings, they're pretty free. I mean, you are the client, and you're also the creative director, sort of, and you sort of like, tell me more about the process of working also with Jenny and working with all these other people. Is it like happy brainstorming, or how
it is actually pretty happy brainstorming. Me and Jenny are working really well together, and I think it's been fun going into the salon and like being part of it, because I'm not there full time. I'm just there as a guest hairstylist, but I'm also there. I've been part of the last 2 productions pretty big. Basically, I think it's me throwing an idea to Jenny, she's thinking about it, and then coming back to me.
And it bounces around a lot.
Yeah, it all bounces around. And basically what I thought about this is that it sort of like molded out into something that was more produced by us instead of bringing people in. Because I think like basically me and Jenny, we handled the casting, we were picking models, ended up doing the styling ourselves, or me myself with the assistant, and sort of like basically taking care of the full look. But it's been like a process. We wanted to involve, we always want to involve like the assistants and the other people working in the salon to participate with ideas and looks, and giving it to us. We're refining them and sort of like making them into the final edit, which we actually produce for the shoot.
I find that very interesting. That's sort of like, you know, a lot of people talk about openness and sort of like not revealing your secrets, but not keeping secrets to you. I mean, you sort of like, and I'm a big fan of that sort of approach of sort of like inviting people into your...
I think it's, in the long run, you're going to end up with so much more.
Yeah.
Instead of just like running around keeping your secrets for yourself. Basically, one of my biggest sort of like creative processes is just like revealing secrets and telling hints and tips that I've got, or ideas, because then it's sort of like, it makes you ready with that idea, and you have to go on, move on further, and start thinking about something new. So you have something
kill your
new.
darlings.
Yeah, so you have something new to tell the next day. Once you sort of like let go of a secret, it's not a secret anymore, and it's not that precious anymore. And I think one of the big ideas, especially in my creative process, is that revealing things and letting go and moving on, and just like not being stuck in the moment, because I think it's all about looking forward and moving on in a sense.
No, I find it very interesting actually. The sort of love, you know, I mean, sometimes I used to be in studios where people lock the doors so nobody could see their, the lighting, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. But
well, it's
some people, it works for them. But
a bit sort of like secretive.
Now, okay, Tony, tell me more about the specific looks for this campaign, if you want.
Well, my biggest sort of like I did a shoot for a Swedish brand called Fifth Avenue Shoe Repair, which is a very, very sort of like tailored contemporary brand, and I really like their creativeness. And they're really free with me, and I did this haircut for this model called Rasmus. And basically that's what all set off the idea of me sort of like combining the sharp skin look, which is part of, well, not really the factory, but it's in the same sort of area of time, but more England. And sort of like looking also at like Britpop icons like Paul Weller, well, Morrissey in a sense, and like those 80s, 90s sort of like pop band.
I mean, I find it interesting also, like for MK, I mean, the Salon, you take sort of like a more organic approach to hair and beauty. It's like you involve fashion as well. I mean, it seems to me that you don't like look at hair and makeup as separate things. It has to be sort of like integrated in the fashion.
It has to be.
Fashion has to be integrated into hair and makeup.
Yeah, because that's what I think most salons or hairdressers do wrong, is that you sort of like you cut off the head and think of the hair as something, a selected exclusive item instead of a part of a total look. And I mean, I think also that's basically why we sort of decided that we wanted to do the styling ourselves, because to totally get that total feel to it. I mean, I worked a lot with like different textures on the clothes, like loads of leather, because I wanted to sort of like bring in the rocker from the sort of 70s, 80s into it, but then sort of like the haircuts and the styles of the hair are a bit more, of course they're a bit more commercial, but we also have the sharp, edgy ones, which are basically influenced by, as I said, like the Warhol's factory, like 60s, 70s, and then also look at the sort of 80s new wave scene. So I think basically it's like a mishmash of that, and also of course transformed into 2010, because that's what we're doing, and we're here, we're now, we're present.
Clubbing. Tell me more about clubbing and what that means to you.
It means looking
DJing.
at DJing. It means a lot to me, because the music makes you think. It gives you pulse, it gives you influences, it makes me happy, basically, and that's also like a big engine to move on. And I also think like what the sort of like club world does to you is that it introduces you to loads of new people and loads of new expressions and impressions. Because people are, especially in a recession as it is now, I tend to love recession because creativity flows and people need to use stuff they have, easy methods to spice things up, and I think that's really, really, really important, because it gives you a personal expression and it builds personality, and it also makes people reinvent themselves, and I like that. That's why I really like clubbing, because it's all about still staying fresh and young and still being able to evolve into the next club scene.
Music, art, all that kind of like is merging. I mean, it has been merged for a long time, I would say. But
I mean, and that's basically what it all does. I mean, because I listen to songs, and then I always implement like a song, and then I implement a movie, and then I implement some sort of like fashion that I like, and then look at them as three different objects and try to merge them into one. And then basically that's how I usually build an idea. Always looking at classics like Klimt. I mean, combining that with Rammstein is an interesting thing.
Okay, this was Tony Lundström for 10 Horses and MKK. Thank you very much, Tony.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, Per.
Thank you.